baton no latest awo ho de beba na bigi eso so the latest kakra wo ho no e de abantiken yatna see the transfers no updates stories details de ye no credit anya no credit nyina no ye de eba mama nsha asem fam free Germany Bayern for nano Saturday na ken me de betu dwa say omo prepare omo second official bid e de akọ Liverpool for Luis Diaz me na wo ka say Bayern for almost second bid or more prepare no kin. 70 million euros for Luis Diaz. The first bidder Bayern for the call Liverpool for so Liverpool for a reject say no. Now 67 million euros. 67 million euros. And the Bayern for first offer from the come Liverpool for Luis Diaz. Liverpool for reject say bid no. And then Bayern for a prepare almost second bid. 70 million euros. Omo they call Liverpool for Luis Diaz. Na Bayern for say omo GDA say Liverpool for ebeje sa 70 million euros na tun because omo share is ka Liverpool for spend or transfer marketer. E was so mutimi balance omo books. No mo balance omo books. No mo Bayern for the 70 million euros eba Liverpool for Luis Diaz. Omo GDA say Liverpool for besum. So the second bid from the Bavarians Bayern 70 million euros. Omo they call Liverpool for aseye. Na mete Saudi to just say Real Madrid for after Toni Kroos omo pe controller. Na Madrid for midfielders omo Alistair no yate Mac Alistair din, Rodrigo Cascante yate ni din, Nicolo Barella ana Enzo Fernandez. Sa for midfielders we yate omo din say Real Madrid for so beti benyamu baako amena ba be mfimfio no the control e dia ba. Na kini hwehwe mu a eba no. Madrid for say no omo pese omo betis ka kese ehu bia sa for now because omo nya nton kese na sa 4 players no mudi beto dwa no omo hu ne se Rodrigo Cascante a o si akan de Manchester City no ne contract enche bia beba wie 2027 Manchester City for person omo renew Rodri e contract e de ma no se omo renew a ebema o kopenan ehun be yedin because that time na years ni bi won anim so say Real Madrid for pay controller among 4 players ne de obeka say omun kotues ka kese pan ebe ye Rodrigo Cascante because of ne contract duration no 2027 na no na ye say Real Madrid mpanyimfo ni bi su ka say da bi because project no more Real Madrid for ba be no e was a project na the next 3 to 5 years project Rodrigo Cascante e was 29 years enche bi okwa 30 years. And it's a project for the next 3 to 5 years, no. A bad day for Rodri so betima fitting in because of the age and only 30 years, no. And almost says player, Obeka say age one aside, no. Enzo Fernandez. Among the 4 players, I say Real Madrid for a short list, no. Section of Real Madrid for board no say player age one aside. The next 3 to 4 years, Obetima be share Real Madrid team nim. Ama ometima build this project, no. Enzo Fernandez. Na Enzo Fernandez, no. Only age no from by problem e wo ho ne say on so a long-term contract with Chelsea to 2032 and to play a contract with Chelsea to 2032 no o kotona is kan wo soro enti assistance now ama Real Madrid mpanyimfo no ehu de omoye Rodrigo Cascante no msi ni age e wo anim Enzo Fernandez and the age no from no msi the contract e wo anim enti ye hwede e ba akwa akosie na ken me na o ka sei eye Marcus Rashford Obi anim say the Barcelona or Barcelona for a player. Na Marcus Rashford in sense no ken. At the Contractual Barcelona go in for Marcus Rashford na 2 reasons. The first reason Barcelona go in for Marcus Rashford, Barca decided say omo sign a winger more than 60 million euros. And omo share available options no. Luis Diaz next can was through. Players omuko ni nyina neska no wosoro de na obeka say relatively make economic sense edema Barcelona Marcus Rashford ana ye say Hansi Flick e ka che Barcelona fo mpanyimfo say on pesa obetwen biem because pre-season ne be chase enti animu ya no fa Marcus Rashford mbra say nya player bi a eska no ntimi ngotua nkofa Marcus Rashford mbra so the reason why Barcelona go in for Marcus Rashford say Barca no mpesu metua players more than 60 million euros ana Hansi Flick e ka che say fa winger ne embrantem no mfa nkwa ni pre-season and the reason why Marcus Rashford obeka ya Fenerbahce ko Rashford Juve ko hu Inter ko hu na yɛsɛ Marcus Rashford ɔyɛ smart ohun sɛ Barca ntimi mfa Luis Diaz enti ɔka kyerɛ ɔmo pɛ Marcus Rashford nyina na yɛsɛ ɔka kyerɛ Fenerbahce Inter ana Juve sɛ mun hold on because owogidi yɛsɛ Barca ntimi nsan Luis Diaz enti ɔno ankasa nya abotrɛ de ma ne ho ana deɛ ɛtɔ so yɛsɛ Marcus Rashford ɛka kyerɛ ne nua bɛrima na ɔkɔhyia Adeko no ɛsɛ owogidi yɛsɛ Hansi Flick ɛbɛtima saa ma ne form naba because wɔn ho sɛ wama Rafinha de aba Inigo Martinez de aba Frankie de Jong de aba enti so ɔkɔbɔ under Hansi Flick ne form ne bɛkɔ so that was the reason why o decide say ne salary no ɔbɛto so 15% enti Marcus Rashford ɔgye 15.6 million pounds for Manchester what the buy euros are 80 million euros ɔte so 15% no ɔbɛgye 40 million euros ɛno ne yɛ gross yɛnyante ne tax no yɛtete ne tax ne bibia no ɔbɛgye 7 million euros ɛwɔ Barcelona ɔne Rafinha ɛna bɛwɔ the same skill ɛba esketua na sɛsɛi Rashford ɛbɛgye ska sɛn Kunde ɔbɛgye asɛn Pedri ɔbɛgye asɛn Araujo ɔbɛgye asɛn Gavi
very sure
aye sɛ wɔte so 15% no
wɔte 15
yes ɔba bɛgye 40 million euros ɛno
ne so na sika sɛm na nyɛ wɔn ran dodo Kwame ebi mfa baabi woyɛ sure so ɔmbɛtua Marcus Rashford and Pedri woyɛ sure so ɔmbɛtua 14 million gross 7 million net okay boy we do features by
Joao Felix
later on ebi hu sɛ no ɔgye sɛn ne nduru 2 million
ne nduru 2 million
akɔ wo nyɛ so sɛ bɛyɛ 1 million bi ɛna ɔmɔde ama ne sɛ ɔmɛgye mbɛbɔ wo kora wo paabo dada no play ɔpɛ Barca deɛ ɛbɛne ɔmɔtwa sɛ sika no ma no ɔno na ɛpaabo
enti obi anim deɛ di no obi by so far deɛ aba abɔnten no
okay
Barca deɛ no ticket sɛ Barcelona so ɛyɛ option to buy no sɛ ɔmantimi antua sɛ sika na and ɛbɛyɛ te sɛ Chelsea ne Sancho deɛ no bi ɔmbɛtua penalty deɛ ama Manchester United ɛbɛyɛ sɛ Sancho deɛ no abia so as it stands now deɛ free or urban no na wonim sɛ wode tudwa sɛ Renato Viaga aka yes akyerɛ Atletico Madrid Chelsea for player no ɛyɛ no krɛ waka yes ɛde akyerɛ Atletico Madrid ne Chelsea hwehwɛ nkɔmmɔ no Chelsea say ɔmbɛgye 40 million euros for Renato Viaga 40 million euros ana Chelsea for say ɔmbɛgye Garnacho Chelsea Aston Villa Spurs ɔmo nyinaa pɛ ne boy ne pɛ sɛ ɔtena England Garnacho akɔdi nkɔmmɔ ɔsi teams ɔmo pɛ ne nyinaa de onye ɔbɛbɔ paa yɛ Chelsea ohun Chelsea project ne sɛ betima bɔɔ no Garnacho nti Garnacho no tun ne sɛ onya Chelsea na ke na ɔbɛbɔ paa ma na akɔyɛ ɛde ama ɔmo na mepatwɔma yɛn deny story wei ɛbɛtɔ odwa weekend ne sɛ Barcelona ɛpɛ Real Madrid for Rodrigo mepatwɔ nokura bi anim story ne ɛbɛtɔ odwa sɛ Barcelona pɛ Rodrigo no nokura bi anim
ba ɛno kora na mebisa wo sɛ nyɛ free na nipa no bɛkɔ a ɛbɛno na ɔma negotiate amana yie ɛno hwan na ɛkɔhyia hwan sɛ Barca baako pɛ baako pele wokɔhyia hwan na deɛ na wokɔka
so mokɔhyia koraa na ɛsika no Real Madrid bɛbɔ no Barcelona ɛntua sɛ bɛyɛ 100 million euros no by nokura bi anim Barcelona ɛmfa bid ɛnkɔe Rasmus Højlund ni agent ne 4 teams wɔ Italy ɛkasa Juve AC Inter Roma Manchester United for say wow pɛ Rasmus Højlund no say somebody about 45 million euros 45 million euros Juventus Darwin Nunez nkɔmɔ ɛkɔ so Juventus ɛne Darwin Nunez
on say no area was 3 goals nkɔmɔ bembe
nkɔmɔ ɛkɔ so Liverpool are willing to sell at the right price
after hat-trick
yes at the right price on say nanka ɔne Napoli deɛ yɛ done by a boɔ na Napoli de buy no na Liverpool for say wɔ form ana Liverpool for aba Juventus 60 million euros Juventus for so ɔmo ntimi ntua enti ankɔmɔ penny loan obligation to buy for Darwin Nunez Juventus so ake minim ɔmo ni sika so de bia mo pe player Juventus for say Benjamin Sesko deal no mo hwɛ ɔmo tɛkyiri enti sɛ Manchester United ntimi amfa Benjamin Sesko a ɔmo Manchester Juventus for ne bɛhwɛ na Juventus Saturday na mbɛka say PSG for air per midfield or yɛ aggressive ɔmo so ɔmo pe Juventus midfield at Ram ye be breaking story ne Saturday ene Juventus a reply PSG for no ɔmo se so ɔmo pe Turam a ɔmo betua 120 million euros for Turam midfielder no 120 million euros story na ye be ne Saturday no
Turam be na organizing
Juventus midfielder Turam almost to 120 million euros na ken players BT keka o Real Madrid do infinfin ho no Fede Valverde Jude Bellingham Ada Goulet Chouameni omo ye safe Kamavinga ni Ibrahim Diaz keka na ye sit through ne Kamavinga se Real Madrid force akọ sign midfielder ba Kamavinga keka
obeja no kwan
Kamavinga ni ti keka e wo Real Madrid na Ali Barat agent ono na say o fa
me say me who story be say Tchouameni waje Kamavinga position o mami you say position na be di Tchouameni am say the Kamavinga modemo from pa because Tchouameni tu ni dia ana dia me kire o ne menya adwen
on say Kamavinga no o pry afina oba
ba me Jamaica no say what tu no pa dia na just Kamavinga from
o enye from no oba o pry so we say we no Tchouameni na active Ali Barat agent ne ken say yes ono no offer Nicolas Jackson edema Arsenal bobuku no the same Ali Barat ana offer Xavi Simons edema Arsenal na me no kase Xavi Simons ene Chelsea nkomo no emu aye den papa e ko nanim
Chelsea Xavi Simons
on say Chelsea call Morgan Rogers no Aston Villa bought mu 80 million pounds ana Chelsea for say Morgan Rogers 80 million pounds there was entiane ne enko Xavi Simons
Morgan Rogers and Xavi one heavy
Premier League born body anka won say Xavi Simons ni bobo
Onimbocha
born dey on Xavi Simons
Onimbocha Morgan Rogers
yes born anka sa dey enti say the Chelsea nkomo no ene Xavi Simons
we no ba obeshan Xavi Simons obeshan
I saw baby
nkomo na Chelsea di na muska no makonya wa America no mba ompeso mo eda ho anjo ompeso mo nya obi de ska no ton ananse
oh say ni dey omo per squad depth
na mbisa sa wo so na wo story obawo in fa no be she
so for now no the main position of prefer pan be behind and as attacking me for the nti obatima ba be obetina ko pa ma achi dia ana match bi wo ho no decide so me
obetu Enzo ana ko pa ma
onto Enzo say oni Enzo role different we need more of offensive for
ya na so 70 million na me tranche
na say ho na okutu no
e na omo pe na ide
apa de so also mpenom per squad depth
okay
enti nkomo ni mu aye den pa na onim say Konate akwa Liverpool director Richard Hughes
okay
and odi atu nanim say ne terms and conditions ni say Liverpool for betimi dia obe renew Liverpool for aka kire Konate say by the end of August on be take your decision say on ba accepting the terms and conditions na say on accept Bayern for aka kire Galatasaray say Kingsley Coman ye 30 million euros Galatasaray pe Kingsley Coman Bayern for 30 million euros Victor Gyökeres Ntokwesi Victor Gyökeres and Sporting Lisbon for us he is changing legal letters. We are me do be court. We are me do be court. Ni nyina na say boy ni nya happy. Arsenal ka kire Gyökeres ni agent said the Sporting Lisbon for na ye no omo nya happy. Now ni masere Sporting Lisbon for aka kire Arsenal for say ombetu scan for installment and on be charge 1.2 million euros.
At the account.
4 million euros at the account. Say me no ka say Ederson Manchester City goalkeeper no. On say Man City person moton na Diogo Costa Porto for Abo City 60 million euros City for say wosoro
goalkeeper no
oma ntomba twa mo ho
60 there cap at 80
60 omo atwa
yeah into 60
ana Leipzig so abo Manchester United more than 69 million pounds for Benjamin Sesko
69 million pounds
more than 69 million pounds I don't know add-ons nyambe ka ho
okay
on say Manchester ma Christopher Vivel and a lead negotiation why adwuma wo Leipzig and onim boy no and they say Sesko na nye dia two options Oli Watkins and Nicolas Jackson Manchester United
well nti Jackson ye Man United plan B omo pen pa
oh it's true don't joke with it now Ali Barat transfer window why na business Ali Barat
all the players e ko pa
and all the in house in Madrid no
or the house in Madrid and I no offer Jackson
or the
Arsenal field
exactly Ali Barat is doing a good job. Here, Benjamin Sesko, there's no need.
Bakuna Sesko Mbuemo. One way I'll be the second week.
Look at you. The Sesko conversation, Christopher Vivel, whether he likes him or not. RB Leipzig for say 90 million euros. Or pay the release clause of 80 million euros. Sanya sa. Now Benjamin Sesko, why na kon home first? Mikel Arteta ni priority Benjamin Sesko. But Sikana Leipzig for no. It is not a matter of Menena Kasami ni Benjamin Sesko. Uni Benjamin Sesko. A body is saying go and pay. Transfer no send ni many sike kakono. Say Benjamin Sesko no kra kwame. Wo kon ho a on betu bu onimu.
Say.
Na Sesko ni bobo nchan ugu eketeke. The last 2 years why na abobo. Bundesliga 2 years in here.
Na Liverpool cover 90 million.
91.
Take it energy.
And nothing I may say Victor Jokeres and won't. Some boy no only agents Hassan second time omunye serious bako. Omna say boy any deal. Someone who scored 54 goals just last season. 54 goals. My boy will lose value. Say 63 million euros. This 63.5 no more discussing. Such a player. Abra, look at the market. What they share? Plus name move on. Who go take where you faha a bonnet yes saying. No, Omama Joker is lose value to the extent as they say. As a boy, any moment they are desperate. Ah, you. Media Chelsea somebody a kid. Chelsea for Conference League, you bury no mean 15 million pounds. And now I'm Club World Cup come by we Chelsea 84 million pounds. Nimi no cry 99 million pounds. I bet what Chelsea account me say me sure say you best start this season no susu da say sika kese ba beto my account. So they had their plans. And the 99 windfall be asanso aba. Sika ba o. Sika ba we are then we spend it allow them. Say Isugo, Liam Delap, Joao Pedro, Jimmy Giddens. Boys no more for mono. You're heading around by 200 million. 200, yes, no problem. But Tom Petrovic, on one said I'm Chelsea player, I'm value the Biasao. What on 25 at the amount bomb of 4. Okay, what on only Madueke 52 million pounds at the amount ask now for. Me now can say Renato Viega Chelsea to 12 million and the dema Basel for. And the quarter to buy. Oko Juventus Chelsea for the loan fee 4 million. 4 million as a loan fee. On the let's go Madrid for negotiate. The player told 12 million. What's Arjun who seek 4 million? No. On the let's go Madrid the negotiations or so 40 million euros. And let's go Madrid the first bid the Chelsea in fee. Second bid 35 million. Chelsea said that be 40 million euros. These guys, they know how to sell. Now, me, you see, Chelsea it is not solely on Podboli and then Nkofu because even Granoskaya, no muton. If it's say one Kofoni Mojem, say yes, sir. Say Kebi, say Ian Matson, no Bobby or Chelsea. Chelsea then call loan or Dortmund or Kobaye or Mutrash Aston Villa in 44 million euros. Ian Matson, no Bob and Obo. Luis Hall, small boy, and Chelsea left back here, Omobo Ibi, Omuchash and Newcastle, almost 10 million euros. And think of they know how to sell. If they sell, they get money, they buy.
But transfer market, I think say Liverpool say because who go a KTK for 91 million a year. Seriously, minimum next year, say the transfers in Besiako because it will be a grand player. I started with Kudus, and the teams in the BGA pass Tottenham Koto Kudus. 55. Yeah, Antonio players are
Antonio
Elanga ko Brentford for chance here. But me sure pa say who good ye? Say it can ba first ha. When can Buemo go for the BG80?
Oh, when you no cre.
And come BG80 from Manchester United.
Market
can even Arsenal cry no Chelsea no ni Madrid no. When can be 60.
Oh, me know ya dream. Markets no started say na mo adwen ankoso. 2022. That when you yes no Liverpool no. Can you say?
Almost
100 million.
100 million, 80 million pounds.
Exactly. Now 75 million cash down. And at 25 when you add-ons, 25 add-ons no. A number of games over. But you see, propaganda inti almost converted by pounds. Also, and you hit 100 million. I am Sishebo. The reality was there was 75 million euros. Add-on said 25. 25. The more he plays, first 5 games, 10 million pounds. 10 and I was also bought sister games are 10 million. Into games not what was so sa. It's okay, can't total package in Bomwa. Now 100 million. 2022. 3 years down the lane. Say and there down you yes na quarter 100 no. Until omumu. Amfa. Now they are going for another striker, 91 million euros. Markets they say. Column one be bought 1 season. Ewo Frankfurt. PSG to 95 million euros. Markets they say ache. I say ache. Drink ba when they can. deɛ tiɛ ne sɛ Marcus Rashford ne Barcelona deɛ no wɔn me wɔ issues mmienu bi raise kakra. First, the business aspect of the conversation, and the second one, no, your footballing aspect. Now, you call the business aspects na kakra because when the Kwame raise issues, be or what? Kwame, you many been doing so kakra. Joao Felix, Oko Chelsea, loan. Boy, they insisted so be £10 million a year. Two. About Barcelona, na kwebe whining salary ni so almost £346,000, 346,000 euros. Then do 400,000 euros mpo and obeji wabasa. Swampa said Barcelona, what they are doing today is to make sure so a wage bill no be cut so meboa. What say Barcelona bet ya over 12.6 million euros at the Ama Marcus Rashford a year play over bets na bench. Na some ya okay. Why the beji asam we Tio.
That's the figure, sir.
So I feel people are not interpreting the word the figures right. Because still, first of all, loan plus obligation. Yeah, the penalty shame. Example. Jadon Sancho to Chelsea. Loan plus obligation, a loan free obligation. Chelsea for 1st to 14th. Say Chelsea fall within the 1st to 14th position. Chelsea bet you £25 million. Eddie Ama Chelsea. Say Chelsea opt out. Mame 5 million. Maybe what you say? A mandatory. So if there's a go, it's got a penalty. That is fine because you are opting out of the mandatory clause. Now, Kwame, option. Have you seen such terms before? Because already me were option whether to opt out or not. Why do I have to pay a penalty for opting out?
That's around 5.6, 5.4, 5.6. Sebastian to me. Season about we no more Rashford and sign qua. Penalty. 5.6 million in 1 year.
It's not make us now it's you because you say a mandatory there. Everyone understands because you are opting out of the clause. You need to pay penalty. But some could tell optional. Option Ben have to pay penalty again for opting out.
Yes, the deal. I mean, when you say a main deal of my year for some between 30 million. No.
Internet make sure say any money be a maybe someone don't confront yes ye. Because my wages no give me minimum say boy they about 5 million. In Kayano almost spread the amount bonuses. The more you play, the more you earn. But the base figure is 5 million. That is his salary. Look, let me give you one example. Rashford, they call Aston Villa. No? Loan fee, free. They will 75% of wages Aston Villa for Bitua. 25. Yeah, Man U for Bitua and Mutua. But this deal, Man U for someone is to be a Mutua for boy any wages. Into Barcelona would have to sort it with the guy. And on the Rashford fire negotiations area now, okay, Rashford banner over no we hear Barca, Jesus here there, but we are desperate to come into reduce your salary. Now, reduction of salary, you know, I bet to say we are giving you base figure of 5 million and kind of bonuses. The more you play, the more you earn, the more goals you score, the more into bonuses, and I add up to on one kasane 70% of the wages. And I mean, what you say. Let me explain once again. ABNT Sename figures in Brim. 80 million euros energy the whole year. 80 million euros, no. Your fans say 70% of 80 million euros gives you 12.6 million euros. What I say? And in command you for ideally say by Barcelona to 70%, man you for to 30%. 30% gives you 5.4. In thinka buy you for to an na Rashford to switch to an. But in this situation, Barney Eba or the body of Barcelona are going to cover all his wages. All his wages, no. I want to go for confuse you more. If Barcelona are paying all his wages, and all his wages at Manchester United, name all his wages at Barcelona, his new club.
Because what is
exactly? Into I want to ask the confusion kakra aba.
Okay.
Now, say bottom line is say Oba ne aketua no Oba abeji obe born the ball. Sanyami adumuna Barcelona for air opti outer. I want cross now, but okay, says Sadia. And yet 30% of wages now, you rate 40, you know. Oh, Barcelona for Ubetia, the boy, no.
But now,
Manchester United.
Umbetua United and Umbetua Rashford.
I want them common hole.
Because
30% you hold the boy any salary, you holding the 30%. I was saying, cannot come across Rashford.
Jadin to me as a United.
And to be so say, a United, maybe it will come again to Marcus Rashford. Because yes, sir.
Sure.
Crosses now, and in Chemuna Babo, unless Barcelona comes out to explain the thing, because NCC so ye on the normal football transactions. We were to the BHO yasi from the clauses of mandatory or option, opting out, penalty, the air mandatory is fine. But if there is an option there, then what is the point? In Tinyamani Bebreo, I was saying Chemuba, but born Ankasani Bonnet. Ken,
time to drive away.
The Etienne say, maybe not Xavi. You have fire in the power because Barcelona every day 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. But truth be told, Hans Flick has 174 goals. Why? Because create chances power. Femi Lopez, Bono Omobi, and Siberia season, last season we was about 19 goals. Into Barcelona a team says here, even from the bench, we are clinical also goals. Say the benchmark is what Ferran Torres did. 19 goals. Wait, Barcelona who he has skills, especially Rafinha plays because Rafinha he's known and he's been being praised not for his skills, and for the work rate.
This season.
Ken, so because Barcelona be create chances na dia.
But Rashford didn't go show.
Oh, since on say Rashford no, the problem ain't your goal scoring, no, the problem your consistency. Like I said, Joao Felix, goal scoring it is no issue. He needs to be consistent. He needs to work hard because Rafinha on your skillful. And so you body because his work rate is excellent. Marcus needs that kind of work rate. And again, the benchmark is Ferran Torres. Gets his number of goals.
So Sao goals na Ferran Torres. At least we be 18, 19. To me, but 20 chances no more creating over 170 goals. Last season, not just a Nyagro. Rashford into me, my 20 from bench. So, Babanam Kufabre. Now you're about to know Akobashe, Sa 20, unto me. And I'll be no much 4, 3.
The Marcus Rashford I know, ever trying the best as a player.
Marcus Rashford, in terms of talent, will be trained. Ferran Torres, Fermin Lopez, Rafinha Krakuchi na sesana kakra. Omu nyina siso na nkombepe ana Rafinha na Marcus Rashford omu nyina siso san nkombepe.
Omu nyina siso.
Omu siso na omu ba no. Time we me fa Hans Flick nsem.
Omu siso kra na meka se na Rashford wo animu wodin.
As a Hans Flick na sesa players ne bi, transform players ne bi. Nti boy no as obi di Barcelona for na tem. So onye player Manchester United reject. What I say, but once football Sabio obi beka say won say football do stage a edu ba bia odwen ho a won tia say won we say obi su e better na United ama Rashford ye ka talent men ka obi obobo say talent obema Rashford akono wafa mboam and I know say e football world nke betimi esisa but then they see ama ne Rashford obi on so a bad player okwa Aston Villa so hu
yes
onya chance obi goals
of course. But to compare him to other players who may establish for Barcelona there, I feel I would say Yenya Botere Kakra because it is a new terrain. Rashford and Mohoda. And the players we are talking about, okay with the system and everything. Into Marcus Rashford ba now or exceed the expectations a plus the player na nkasa. But then again, so you're Barcelona supporter. Can you have to be happy because Barcelona is doing some good business. Because Barcelona is good business and they are being strategic because our players are Barcelona air sign. When Barcelona is going for a top player or Baba be a leader, they go for what they want. But no one change. That's almost per backups they go for options and not super boss backups. Marcus Rashford as the player clearly has been told per reporter one thing, and they say Baba be a backup to the Rafinha position. Can so be back up to the Rafinha position. Your signings be a Barcelona aye. Na yam fan to ton say eye and I say enye. Marcus Rashford and then Ronnie Badji. Can say who your team now build the team now we established players already. Oh call for backups backups no there was a we in pain bebre especially in the Barcelona situation and it's a OBP player or yeah experienced. Now looking at opportunity now with the man no or you pleased with the opportunity. Now Kobasa out the bench compa on complaining. And also be young player. Only ding. You happy so no so when you such a big opportunity in the club or Baba be Remno. It will have Ronnie Badji. He's just 19 years. 19 years. Onyam born through the level. Player friend say Lami Yamao. Lami Yamao Badji ni ding. Do or you young. Ronnie Badji and Uni Chino. But Lami Yamao it would ding Ronnie Badji bebre. It is a Ronnie Badji Barcelona ene. Now or better na bench behind Lami Yamala. Ronnie Badji, a 19-year-old, that only opportunity about Barcelona. He's not going to complain. And any gym post Barcelona team or mobile D. Yes, strong team. Now you're possible to have when you Laurels no or Baba be a part of that particular team. Into a better bench or Becca and what to no what's a bench. Anytime he's going to be called upon and a 1 minute in power, no Abem no Baba Bechelio betting me idea Bobo. The same thing applies to Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford is an experienced player, but in the Bona Rafinha airborne, Marcus Rashford in team more. But we are only free one more. Player has been told and clear. Say Oba Barcelona no Oba Baba backup. And the players accepted that to the extent say what thing is can also. Obi ayaka the same Oba backup there. Ken Ebianka Sika no Oba Baba because boy you can be akache me say bia me ba me mobi. But player na jatum I make sure so be bibia so be kwa basa. Apart from Sika what no from day one. There been a lot of offers about Branty and Asuye, but offer be a buy, he told them some person cover Barcelona one chain. That was what he told his management and his agent. Basana memepe. And the team no more baninano. Mubati mini or din como, nemo moon hold it on. With some common ye be finalizing the derby because we feel say Barcelona and me first choice I memepe. It is such a player. Looking at their tone of Manchester United, such a player. Okopiemo Aston Villa ken na enya bad. He played 10 matches in the Premier League for Aston Villa. Oshe 2 goals and assisted twice. 4-goal contribution from 10 matches. At this age, and then the tone of Manchester, no opportunity now Barcelona de man on one. He will be quiet to sit on the bench. On creative problem or dressing room. And time be opportunity in the Babiano or Babanwa Baba Bebo. And he gives options. And he plays every position. And for me, I don't see say a bad business na Barcelona. There be player no na akaso be kwa prove the enti ampanyifo decide so mo be fa no. Can moving on. Football no eni sikasem. Sisi ene nenam. Se wiase nipa nyina dane mmoa. Na se wanda ne bia. Ye be dane mmoa na wie ni ababa be cheware. Enti player bia team bia. As a so chance ye pesika. When Liverpool didn't have money, Amukofa judging Klopp buy. Klopp buy was said to build the project in the Liverpool without Sika because no more had the performance. Our Dortmund with limited resources. What we born home day the Mabo Bokono and on the bar on board. Manchester United got up over 89 million pounds. Judging Klopp being an oka say Adani Timo Kochi. Ever spend this amount of money? Aqua top player. Sadana Obejai coaching. Edidi Mubaya and a judging club to a goalkeeper with a world record fee 67 million pounds. And all the Liverpool. And a man for shots yes almost criticize it. Say, hey, ya buy we are seeing now. Yanti goalkeeper ya turn aboard in say. Now one na wo cast maybe so team top players I can see how jai coach no. Or see the obi abeka bi emfa no. Te said your car Manchester the na emfa Manchester no. Because at that time, no I realize it's a stage na the na kono. After criticizing Pep Guardiola, way through success, he has understood the assignment. Says, one year, Sika, a better day to maintaining that top status. And yes, I level on a football na kwa draw. It is all your team. The necessary chance, yes, who pesca. I'm in chroma forward ever, backwards never no. And never football. Prices in a corner in the Pebine Toby. Manchester United, Muni Bino, Muntimin Tobino. And then I'm for Che Omono. Ken Liverpool ni kunate. There been a meeting. Omudin komo say akwadana betimi extending the contract. Previously, now kobo bi omube di bia na akwadana nya ready so na adwene be ma Liverpool. But the moment we decide, they say, or the terms and the conditions, at the mark club in the not just say, why already so meeting the conditions now, or better than Bobo Kulim. And Tiaquana available, so only Liverpool bet 2 hours and so. So you Liverpooler. Meaning, Liverpool was looking at the spendings in the market now. It's Liverpool betting me a quabonting. Do a quack central defender wooding, now the more they were through Northern Abba. Ababa Bishim Sekunati qua. It's in Kenya problem. But then again, so when you play at the Sekunati, Obeba Utimu, Ababa boy establishing was a mainstay. Time at Auburn, he was a player not on than you know. No one fete that top central defender status. Liverpool now man is our platform, no? And Wababa Bon would you do that status. We always talk about Van Dijk, and Liverpool Bobo Kunim. But to be honest, one player is so much underrated with Liverpool Kunati. Most of the times. Van Dijk will honor anything. When you are the face of the club, that's a success is about only building. It is true. It is the face of the Liverpool defense, and Van Dijk. It is a ne. Paris Saint-Germain Bobo Kuna Bon Homoding. Now you pay players say Faba London man who appears near boss man Dembele because he's the face of the team. Face near Van Dijk. But Liverpool let you one player Bon Homoding power has been Kunati. That consistent performance on the Bemau. It is a man call. And for Woska, the player you are going to bring in. A player fell on also building a legacy in the status of Liverpool. What is the guarantee so to me about Ababa do the stage of Van Dijk and then the central defensive position with Liverpool now Drew. If you can keep the player, talk to him. Now the terms and all the amount meaty. Now branch and internal see a kind of amount because Oman qua Chachaka see now Baba.
Or your friend player. Or your friend player over Madrid. France from crowd
even when they meet the conditions.
Because
can say beginning no. And on person be extended no more conditions be but once our more conditions in the next affair no meet conditions
that's way we obro so obro the house and so na
of course
that's house and so be dia chen
e wo Real Madrid
obe dia chen bebre
ane dia
obe dia chen obe ne dia ne be bro no so bebre so what you say so we ni go Martinez we ni bonchen we
David
Paku ba se odu Konate
David
omo nyina ni di nchen sisi uzo mo ya heavy ana ombo ba unse nkofo so mo ya heavy omo ya top players onko Spain
said omo jeje ne so ka ho
omo ye den
di omo jeje
na se wo je league
nko
ana we mo kubazi mo maje di ade foforo bi ana
can the hype around those players and so you different
the
kind of team na Liverpool build and the omo person omo ye should they win the Champions League any area it puts you there
your team be one Champions League go do semi final money ya odi ne beba so ebeba na no krase mu se na mo de chaloba mo to ayi mu nyina Chelsea for one ombo final ne we no one Chelsea for a chalaba mo Van Dijk
man yeta
one so ball pass be ugina chiro jebo free PSG for ne se no ball pass Chelsea for mo so on the yin na epe
on Van
Dijk ye no abi na boy ne ye
omunya bat
nti bon sa neti team na obona wa won dia Rudiger akwaje
sure
and we jab on boy top player nti France ni obeko ya da obeko omo ye ne da obeko omo modidi omo nkoma wi why kwa mo de se de omo park se fo mi no mo gina chiro na omo de omo bo okay me boss sisi ya me wo kotoko nsem bi wo na